Right then guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for my POV in a recent PlayStation 4 F1 2016 community race event. Now you might have seen this because it was being shared around the F1 community on the Codemasters forums. Some other people, obviously former league racers and other people who were involved, I tweeted out about it. So I believe the live stream of this event was quite well watched, but basically, for those of you who don't know, on Wednesday, the 18th of January, there was a community race, sort of like the recent ones on Xbox and PC, because the F1 community on Xbox and PC is quite tight-knit, and there's always events and all sorts going on there, whereas the PlayStation community is more distant, and there's less, I guess, of an actual community on the PlayStation side. And this is what this event is trying to fix, is to try and bring PlayStation players together and, you know, just promote the PlayStation side of the Formula 1 game. So I was asked to go on it as a Formula 1 YouTuber on the PlayStation 4, but most of the other people on here are league racers, former league racers, or I think pretty much everyone, apart from me and one other person, has or was involved in F1 racing leagues, so that should give you an idea of the sort of scope of competition I'm going up against. And I will leave down in the description a link to the stream, so if you do want to watch the full race stream, I will leave that down in the description. Where it was actually kind of split up into two separate videos. I think the stream had to move mid-race, so there'll be two links for that, and also there are plans for there to be a secondary race for other lesser known community members. And I know there's already quite a lot of people who weren't able to take part in this race, who I assume will get shifted over to the second race. So if you are an F1 gamer on PlayStation 4, be sure to go to the Cody's forums. I will actually leave a link in the description to the race sign-up list, because the person who created that forum also is the person who organised this event. So if he is planning to do a second event, which I know there are plans for that to happen, if a second event does go ahead, I'm sure he will post a forum about it, and that's where you can sign up, and then there you go. But anyway, on to the actual race, and here we are in qualifying, because it's a 50% race around Canada with short qualifying. And let me just remind you, I mean, I'm just an F1 YouTuber. I play the F1 game a reasonable amount, but there's league racers in this. There's a lot of former, current league racers, league racing champions in this, so stiff competition, as shown by the fact that, well, there I was driving like a madman, and that was my outlap in qualifying, so a bit of lack of experience. I mean, this is the first time I've been online on F1 2016 since since August, I think, since, you know, not too long after the game came out. Qualified 13th, that was my first flying lap in qualifying, not so quick though, so I went out a second time around because I was just really cautious on that lap, because I just wanted to not look like a complete idiot. Messed up the final chicane, so I lost about 4 tenths on my second lap, but was still about 6 tenths quicker and still absolutely nowhere. But once again, I just want to get the point across, is that I'm by no means a professional league racer, or have even played online on F1 2016 a lot, and everyone else here, pretty much, there were a couple of late sign-ups, and I don't know about their experience on the game, but there's some stiff competition here. And here's also my lack of experience. This did actually appear on the race stream, so I'm sure people thought I was a bit of an idiot, because I'm going really slowly. I actually ran out of fuel, because obviously in an online lobby you have to do the outlap and in-lap, and with my race setup, or with, you know, my setup, I didn't actually allow for enough fuel to be able to do an outlap and in-lap, hence why I ran out of fuel and had to crawl back to the pit lane. So I decided to go out for one last lap. I knew I wasn't going to qualify that high up, because I knew before the race started, everybody was talking about doing 1 minute 12s, and I'm like, a 1 minute 12? If I did a low 1:13, I would have been happy. And then we got Rambo Commando there. I think he's the only other person I think who isn't a league racer. I think he's just an active Cody's forum user, I believe. I mean, there were a couple of other people, I can't remember who everyone was, because, I mean, if you're big into league racing like AOR, PSGL, RaceDepartment.nl, all of these league races, I'm sure there will be quite a lot of familiar names here in this lobby, especially, obviously, on the PS4 side. Anyway, my quickest lap from qualifying did get me into the 1:13, so I was happy about that, to get out of the 14s into the 13s. P15 in qualifying at the moment on the ultra soft tyres, and I think that's pretty much the end of qualifying. I didn't really have time to do another lap, and there are the qualifying results. So down in 16th place, there's a guy at the bottom there who's disqualified. I believe he put a message on the PlayStation chat. I think he was disqualified for moving out of the way of people on their flying lap. That's the impression I got. But anyway, 50% race. So obviously soft tyres and then super softs. That's it. That is the strategy, or at least, well, that's what I thought the best strategy was. I will get to that later on because, again, it comes back to my lack of experience. I mean, well, to be fair, this I probably could have worked out for myself. I can't pin this on a lack of league racing experience. This is probably just something. This is just something I would have known if I just played the game a bit more. But anyway, so onto the formation lap, of course, starting in 16th place. And look at the experience of these guys. They're all smoking up their tyres. I didn't realise that was a valid strategy, but I guess it is. Warms up the rear tyres. I got rear-ended on the formation lap. So, great start there, and I've been removed. So, that was fantastic. I was collided there with Ali K17. He's actually the person, I believe, who's hosting the stream. So, just a mistake on his part. But anyway, the PS4 community race is about to start from 15th place. Let's not forget, so 15th, and lots of slow-moving people just up ahead. I've got to find my way through the field, down towards the first corner. I'm up into 12th, make that 11th, because someone's gone off there. Yellow flags, rather dubious releasing of the yellow flags there, but still, let that guy through. Up into 12th place, and most of the people up ahead of me are on ultra-soft tyres. I'm on the soft tyres, because obviously I didn't make it within the top 10 in qualifying. So right now, 12th out of 20, bearing in mind, pretty much everyone else here is a league racer. I'm by no means a league racer, but 12th. I'm ahead of Dan the Snake 22. I think that was his name. I can't really read the names as I'm commentating of this video now. But anyway, we've got Inspire the World up ahead. Actually, he's dropping back a bit. I think he got a bit squirrely out of that corner, but going down towards the tight hairpin. Surely there's going to be a collision here. No, we're going to try and make an overtake. Dive it up the inside of Inspire the World. Up to 11th place, no, but of course he's on the ultra soft tyres, round the outside. Better exit, and there you go, back down into 12th place. But still, holding my own at this point. Fundamentally, the race starts. My start was pretty decent, to be honest. And now we've just got to see, it's all about a race strategy, because I'm on the softs. Most of the people up ahead are on the ultra softs. So we're just going to have to see how the race plays out from here. So that's one lap down. 34 left to go in this PlayStation community race. Lap 2, and things are looking okay. The Ultrasoft guys are pulling ahead. We got King Rockhammer behind us, and that happened. That did put a damper on the race. I was in 12th, holding my own to some extent. Fantastic internet connection at my university accommodation. I was able to get back in to the lobby, but I'm in 15th. We made that 16th actually. But it's because, well, the AI difficulty was set to hard. So, obviously, with most of these people here, knowing what they're doing, they can easily overtake a ghosted hard AI driver. So, yeah, down into 16th place, thanks to my dodgy internet connection at my university accommodation. But, hey, it doesn't matter, does it? I was going to end up in 16th place at some point. But, to be fair, though, I did surprise myself, because there were a group of people who were a similar pace to me, including the two guys up ahead. They're going side by side into the final chicane, at least to the Wall of Champions. And the Renault has collided. He spun off there. I got distracted, and that has lost me a position to Dan the Snake 22. So I could have been up in 15th. I'm now back in 16th once again, having been in 15th very briefly. But then, obviously, we saw the Renault span out. Virtual safety car was deployed a little later on, and not lots, but a few people did decide to come into the pits, which, I just thought I'd stick with the game strategy, because at the end of the day, I don't really know what I'm doing. So, it makes more sense for the ultra soft guys to come into the pits this earlier. On a soft, I'm not due to come in until lap 20, but a lot of bunching up here with cars funneling their way past each other, coming out of the pit lane. So the virtual safety car's ending. There's a massive cluster of cars up ahead. 14th place at the moment, and we'll just have to see how we pan out from here on in. We've still got Dan the Snake 22 just ahead of us, and just gotta see how it goes. Lap 6, I'm up into 13th place, make it now lap 11. So things are still going okay at this point. I mean, I found myself in a position where lots of people around me are a similar pace. So, I mean, as you can see, the guys up ahead, King Rockhammer, all those guys who I've seen for the majority of the race, they were around me for most of the time. There was a collision ahead. The Ferrari has spun out there. Both Williams, the teammates, have collided with each other. I get past them, but no, that's an overtake under yellow flag, so I'm going to have to let Dan the Snake 22 pass, but I'm going to try and not let the other two guys get past. I don't think we've been able to do that. No, King Rockhammer has also got past, and the Toro Rosso there, Inspire the World, and surely they're not going to get through there cleanly. Well, they have just about. That shows the clean racing that was in this lobby. I assume there was lots of clean racing up at the front, but I'll tell you what, near the back where I was, lots of clean racing, lots of exciting racing, as I'm going to try and get up into 12th place, trying to get past King Rockhammer. No, and he forced us out wide, and there you go, back up into 12th place, a bit slow on the exit there for him, but no surprise there. We're going to try and dive it up the inside, but no, there's no line to turn where I was heading. So 13th place, not bad. We've still got to watch out for King Rockhammer ahead. We're going to see if we can dive it up his inside. No, we're not going to be able to do that, but still, 13th place. And once again, as I said, I found the little gaggle of people who are similar pace to me. So, you know, never mind the guys up the field who were really quick, saying lap times like a second or so quicker than me. But, yeah, I mean, once again, the two Williams up ahead were battling once again. Lap 15, so halfway into this race, and there's been quite a bit of action, and considering I'm near the back, that is a surprise. So we've got to see if we can pick up the pieces between both Williams guys. And no, we've been spun around, actually. We have been spun around. That Ferrari who spun around several laps ago, he's been able to capitalise on that. That was actually me and that Red Bull driver there. If you watch that back, I did turn on him there. But I really wasn't expecting a move to be made there. I knew he's behind me. I didn't realise he was going to make a move there. So that was just an unfortunate incident. Maybe my fault. But an overtake there was quite ambitious. And then lap 16, the tyres are dying. And my driving just goes out of the window. Going really deep into that chicane there. Going under the bridge. And we've got the Renault right up behind us. And in fact, no, he's about to slip past us. But he's gone out dangerously close to the wall. And no, he's ahead of us, but of course, going down towards this tight hairpin, we can see if we can dive it up the inside of him to try and retake 13th place. And no, we've actually collided there. Very ambitious move for me. Locked up the tyres. Lost 2 places because of that. But crucially, I have overtaken the Renault. So, fair enough there. DRS on those guys up ahead. Actually, I got DRS because of the Renault that was ahead of me. But, no, I mean, here's where the racing started to get a little bit scrappy, as you will have seen from the incidents post kind of lap 10, really. It did get a bit scrappy, but, I mean, for the most part, clean. Heading down towards the first corner, we've been rear-ended by the Renault, actually, and taken out there. The Renault driver has actually retired from the session, and that's my race destroyed, basically, by and large. Well, his race is gone. I know he wasn't too happy about that. I broke what I consider to be the normal point, but I mean, I don't know, who knows. And then we got David the Snake, who pitted earlier on the ultra soft tyres. It's my lap to pit now, lap 20, and I don't think I was at fault for that incident previously. I broke at pretty much the same point as I did all the other laps, but who knows really. I mean, as I said, I'm racing up against some people who really know what they're doing, so maybe I broke much earlier than they would. But anyway, P15, I'm basically last, essentially. I think most of the other people behind me, I think we've quite a bit slower, or maybe had some kind of internet connection issues. It's difficult to really tell, because in this kind of league race, you kind of know the story around where you are, but it's difficult to follow what's going on behind and in front of you, so who knows. But either way, fit on the super soft tyres, I'll be going towards the end, but here's a bit of an issue, is I discovered after the race, you know, in the chat, and there goes that Red Bull, I did watch for him on my left wing mirror, because I knew he's behind me, and I thought, I knew where he made the move the previous time, and I thought, I'm going to allow him the space, because I know he'll want to make a move there, and he did. But I found out in a race chat afterwards that the ideal strategy is to go soft and ultra soft. I didn't really realise this, I just went on the game strategy, so I think this is what completely destroyed my race post lap 20, is the fact I was on the super softs, pretty much everyone else was on the ultra softs, and then you got RBOS in first place there. He was blisteringly quick. I mean, look, he may be on the ultra softs, but I mean, he's already pulled out way away from me. I mean, I'm sure I had to let him go, but he's already long gone. Lap 31, and there's blue flags going on all over the place. There's actually King Rockhammer who's spun there, completely bottled. I think he's lost his front wing as well, so I'm up into 14th place. We're going to have to let F1 Italian Prost by very, very quick league racer. I mean, again, I don't really follow the league racing scene, so I didn't really know many of these people before this video, or well, before this event, but my word, these guys are fast. And yeah, we're going to let him go through. On the soft tyres, actually quite unfortunate for him. I think he was leading the race, or I haven't watched the race stream back, so I don't know, but from what I get, he was setting loads of fastest laps, and he was on the soft tyres then, because the soft tyres are compulsory, but he didn't realise. I think he was going to do super soft, ultra soft, and then my internet went once again. Not to say it mattered this time, unlike the previous time I raced where it dropped me from 12th to 16th, it didn't really matter, but this time, well no, last time it did matter, this time it didn't really, but lap 34, obviously my final lap, because I've been lapped by first, second, and maybe even third place at this point actually, but either way, coming around the last corner, 14th place, bit of a dismal performance on my end. I mean, there's some of it I can attribute to a lack of experience on online racing, some of it I was just about a second of a lap slower than everyone else, but genuinely, I mean, there's the guy who set up the lobby, and just generally, honestly, a lot of fun. I mean, RBOS there won, F1 Italian Prost who had to pit in at the end for soft tyres because it was a compulsory tyre. I was down in 14th, but, you know, genuinely just a lot of fun that lobby was. And so there you go. So if you do want to watch the stream of the full race, once again I will leave that down in the description. It is separated into two separate videos for some reason, but I'll leave a link to both of them. And I just want to say very briefly that this was a lot of fun to do. I mean, the second half of the race was a little bit dry from my perspective, but I'm sure in the race stream, which fundamentally is what matters, I'm sure from the race stream it was really entertaining towards the top end, because it certainly seemed to be the case. And I do intend to watch the full race stream myself actually, because it did really seem that interesting. And just a reminder, if you do race on F1 on PlayStation 4, be sure to check out the Cody's forums. I'm sure there will be another event organised. I know there is the intention for that to happen. So it was lots of fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys for the next video, which will be the normal sort of videos that I produce. It will actually be another Formula 1 2001 reverse grid race video, which is a brilliant race coming up, so be sure to check out that video when it comes out in a day or two's time. So I'll see you then.